Hey everyone, it's Jill Celeste with the Celestial Marketing Academy and JillCeleste.com, where I teach purpose-driven entrepreneurs all they need to know about marketing so they can become the directors of marketing for their business. A question I often get from my students is this: how do I get more people on the phone with me for my Get Acquainted calls? So this is the thing. When you are a coach or you have a consultancy business or a small business, often the way you make sales is by getting on the phone with somebody, and you want them to talk to you so that you can see if you're a good fit. You may call this an introductory sales call, you may call this a Get Acquainted call, you may call this discovery session, but the idea is the same, right? You're making this connection. So you need to get people to want to talk to you on the phone, and often for a lot of entrepreneurs, the frequency of these calls does not happen. So I'm going to share with you 3 ways to improve this process for you so that you can encourage more people to talk to you on the phone. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to make it as easy as possible to schedule a Get Acquainted call with you. So here's what I do. I use an online scheduler. It's called Visita, V-C-I-T-A. And what happens is I tell Visita when I'm available for my Get Acquainted calls, and it creates a landing page that I can share with my ideal clients so that they can go and book a call with me. That way there's no email back and forth. There's, oh, are you available at this time? They just open their calendars, they look at my calendar, they find a time, and they reserve it. And a wonderful thing too about Visita is that it sends reminders for the calls. So a day before, an hour before, they're getting reminders, hey, you got a call with Jill. This makes my life easier as well, but it also makes your ideal clients' lives easier. Now, what I also done to make it super duper easy is I have bought a domain, a web address called callwithjill.com. And what I do is I point it to that Visita calendar page, because what happened with Visita, while it's a great service, their web address is like this long on the screen for that specific web page. So I bought callwithjill.com, had it point to that web page, and that way when I'm out doing webinars or Facebook Lives or even on my website, I've got a really clean, easy, memorable web address that inspires people to go and schedule that time. So think about online schedulers and buying a domain name and creating an experience that's easy so that people will feel like they can easily, and you're approachable to get on the phone with. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to explain to your ideal clients what your sales calls look like. So people love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. And I really think people want to work with you, but maybe just the whole idea of a sales call turns them off. So demystify it for them. So for example, for me, I will explain that the whole process, that there's a questionnaire that you fill out. I explain the types of questions I'll be asking you. I'll explain how the conversation's going to go and explain the packages and the whole thing. I share an outline of how that 30-minute call is going to go. And I do that at the end of my webinars. I do that at the end of my Facebook Lives, wherever and ever I can to entice people to get on the phone with me. So I recommend you do the same. Explain what the call is. You can be transparent and say, well, yes, this is sort of a sales call, but you can explain the questions and the process so that demystifies the whole phone call and makes it seem less salesy and more of a conversation, because that's really what it is. My third tip for you is I want you to create a sense of urgency where you can to inspire your ideal clients to reserve this time and get on the phone with you. So, for example, if you're doing a webinar and your call to action is the Get Acquainted call, throw in a bonus if they book their time with you over the next 48 hours. Or if you're about to raise your prices, do a promotion and say, hey, if you get on my calendar between now and the end of the month, you will lock in my current prices before I raise them. Be creative here. You can run a quick promotion. You can, do a Facebook Live and say, hey, anybody who books a call with me over the next, 7 days, I'm going to give you this, or you can enjoy this financial discount. So that's one way. The second way is to make sure your marketing copy also instills the sense of urgency. Remind them of their pain points and how you can fix them. And the sooner they fix those pain points, the better their lives will be. They'll have that transformation. And you got to do a really good job in your marketing copy to remind them of that. Not in a guilty way, but you're being truthful and authentic, but you have to remind them that in order for them to get the change they're looking for, they have to get on the phone with you. So that is some ways to demystify and to make that get acquainted call process much easier for your ideal clients, and it'll inspire them to get on the phone with you and have this conversation. And if you ever need additional marketing help, come on over to my website at jillceleste.com. There's tons of blog posts that you can read, other free resources, and you can learn more about the Celestial Marketing Academy. I would be delighted to have you. So until next time, here's to your marketing success. Wishing you lots of luck with your calls. Have a great day.